Hi guys. So this week we're going to be doing a science lesson and you're thinking, well, science is great, right? But we're far away, so it's hard to do experiments. This week we're learning about the animal kingdom. Say what? Yes, the animal kingdom. So all of the animals in the world are put into groups. And so this week we're going to learn about the different types of groups that the animals are in. I want to introduce this week. Today I'm going to be doing a lesson on mammals. And you're saying, what are mammals? Well, that's my next video. But every day as I teach you about a different group of animals, I want you to be thinking about these four things, okay? Number one, what is the covering on the animal? Is it covered by skin? Is it covered by feathers? Is it covered, I'm gonna show you. Is it covered by feathers? Is it covered by little scales? These are scales, they're little bumps. They're called scales. And we'll be talking about what covers, or is it covered by an exoskeleton? Say, what? What's an exoskeleton? Don't worry, we will get there. So I want you to think about, number one, what is the covering on the animal? Number two is, how do they have babies? And so that's the mama, that's the baby. There's two ways that they can have babies. One is, do they give birth? Do they carry, the mommies carry the babies in their tummy and then they give birth to them? Or do they lay eggs? So number two, how do they have babies? Do they give birth or do they lay eggs? Then I also want you to think about, how do they move? How do they move? Do they walk? Do they fly? Do they swim? Do they crawl or slither? I'll say it again. Do they walk or run? Do they fly? Do they swim? Do they crawl? Or do they slither? Some of them do other things. They might jump or hop. Oh, I do have one. I have a kangaroo there for that one. Hop. I'll add it on. Where's my tape? Yeah, do they hop or do they slither? We want to know, how do they move? And lastly, I want us to talk about how, I want you to think, every time you're thinking about an animal, I want you to think about how, so do they hop? I want you to think about how, what do they eat? What do they need to live? And we already know some of the things that living things need. They need air, water, food, and shelter, right? And right now we're going to go really big into living things. We're not going to talk about non-living things. We're going to talk about animals and animals. What do animals need to survive? They need air, water, shelter, and food. Am I missing anything else? I'm not super sure. But I want you to think, some animals eat only fruits and vegetables and plants. They're plant eaters. Those are called, what are they called? What do they call plant eaters? Herbivores, thank you. Okay, and then, or are they, do they eat meat? So this guy is going to eat this little guy. That's a meat eater. Those are called, what are they called? Carnivores. Thank you. I have my husband and Rafa and everyone telling me carnivores. Or, you know, sometimes we eat meat too. So like a turkey, we eat turkey. Or are they both? Both. When an animal is both a plant eater, an herbivore, and a meat eater, a carnivore, but if they're both, they're called omnivores. Say omnivores. That means they eat it all. Okay, so these are the 4 things that I want you to be thinking every time I talk about an animal. What is their covering? How do they have babies? And how do they move? And what do they need to survive? What do they eat? Okay, thank you. Watch this video lots of times. Okay, bye.